Hey y'all, it's your girl Hope, your TV movie bestie, and I watch good shit. And let's get into episode 2 of Imperfect Women on Apple TV. All right, now I already told y'all, Ellie and Robert, they got a secret, something going on with them. So right away we get into the fact that Ellie clearly is in love with Robert, like deeply. So she even goes so far as to say that she saw Robert first, but for whatever reason, she introduced him to Nancy. And so throughout this episode, we see a lot of flashbacks of where it's clear that she has loved Robert for a very long time, like all the way back since college, all the way up until now. Not clear if she's acted on that and if he entirely feels the same way. I'm gonna go with yeah. But the chemistry is there. And actually, it's there between them too. So when we open up with the first scene, they're at the ballet, and Ellie's like sliding her hand over to Robert, and he's kind of sliding his hand over. So he like her too. Okay. Then we meet my favorite character, Donnie. So Donnie is Ellie's brother, and Donnie got money. Donnie is like an asshole. He's real cocky, like he knows he can say whatever he wants, like, and he does. So Ellie is like, he tells Ellie that he does not approve of her and Robert's relationship. So he's like, I don't like Robert. I never liked him. You need to stay away from that white man. And Ellie's like, what are you talking about? That's my best friend's husband, and she just died, and I'm here for the family. And Donnie like, you need to stay away from that white man. And I'm just like, uh-oh. Donnie is not here for the games. Okay, so then we go to Mary. Now, y'all, something going on with Mary. Like, I told you Mary's like a Susie Homemaker type character. Mary also a little fixated. So she does not believe this whole David story, which is they have this picture of Nancy and David, and they're laying up on each other, very comfortable, seemingly feeding into the rumors that they had an affair and that possibly he had something to do with her murder. But he wasn't even arrested for that. He was arrested for like a robbery. But, now they detained him and questioned him about this. And so Mary is like, none of this tracks. And she's like, I don't know. So Mary been up all night. She been doing a deep dive. Baby, she got a whole folder on like everybody in Nancy's life named David. She done went back to high school. She done went to some dude. Nancy liked a post on his Pinterest. Like, Mary has been doing her homework. And so she is like going to the police and telling the police, like, y'all need to look into this person. And what about this? And the police are like, whoa, like, girl, breathe. And so they actually detained Mary and like, you got to chill. And so they call Ellie, and Ellie's like, oh shit, I got one dead friend, another friend in jail. Like, that's too much. So she go down to the police station, and they like, no, we didn't arrest her. We need y'all to come and get her. And Ellie's like, what? And they like, yeah, she getting on our nerves. Like, she got all this stuff, and we need her to get up out of here because she is in the way. And yeah, just take her home and don't bring her back. And so Ellie's like, Mary, you all right? And Mary's like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't believe this. And we got to figure out what happened to our friend. Like, we owe it to her. And Ellie's like, okay, Mary. Like, and then she hints that Mary is like on medication or maybe was on like drugs or something. Cause she's like, have you been? And Mary's like, no, I haven't been taking anything. And I'm like, maybe you need to take some stuff. Okay, anyways, so Ellie takes her home. They're chilling. Now, let's get into Ellie and this little boy toy she got. Okay, shout out to old buddy. He is fine. Like, but it is clear that Ellie is just here for sex. And honestly, maybe not even that, because in the scenes where they having sex, she don't even seem too interested. She just kind of like dazing off into the distance, and it's like, Ellie, what's going on with you, girl? But anyway, this little guy, he is clearly in love with Ellie. And I think that he thinks, because he's clearly younger, and so perhaps he thinks, Ellie don't take me serious because I'm young and, I work at her company and she just having fun with me. But if I prove myself, she'll see me for who I'm worth. And then, maybe we could have something. And I'm like, no, baby, she don't. Like, Ellie is not even thinking about you. Like, one, Ellie thinking about Robert. And number two, Ellie just seems like she's not present. Like, she always seems like she's somewhere else. So, this guy, he's talking to her and he's saying like, he's saying like, I don't like how you treat me. But I'm like, well, what you still doing there? He also brings up the fact that on the night Nancy died, Ellie texted him at 9:00, was like, hey, what's up? They made plans to see each other. But Ellie did not show up until after 1 a.m. Ellie, what were you doing for 4 hours? Yeah, put a pin in that, y'all. Okay, so now let's go back to Mary and Ellie. So Ellie has spent the evening. She got some food, all fed the family, they hanging out, Mary tells her she got an address. So this David guy, they have released him. They couldn't get enough information on him, to tie him to Nancy's murder or anything like that. So they let him go. So Mary's like, I got his address. Now, don't judge me, but go with me. And Ellie's like, to his house? And Mary's like, we got to get to the bottom of this. We got to find out what he know. And Ellie's just like, oh, okay, Mary. Because I know you're going to do this regardless, so I might as well go with you and make sure you don't get in trouble. So they go. This guy, he don't want to let him in. Mary's like, let us in. She's our friend. We're not the police. So he like, what the hell? So he come out. He let him in. All right, so he is a painter. Clearly, his specialty is naked women. He got plenty of naked women all over his house. So they're like, what's up with you and Nancy? Were y'all having an affair? What was going on? And he's like, I didn't even know that woman like that. He said she saw my work. She became interested in me. She wanted me to paint her. And I guess Nancy has these scars on her. And he said, most women want me to paint them so beautifully. She wanted me to paint her scars. And she kept saying that she was responsible for her scars. Now, Ellie and Mary are like, what? She said she was responsible for her scars. No, absolutely not. She had nothing to do with that. And I want to know more of this story. Like, what scars they talking about? What happened to her? So we don't get into that. But he's like, yeah, so I didn't really know her. So they asked him about the picture. He said, I don't even remember her being at this party. He said, I saw her for a little bit. She was with some other guy. And they're like, wait, who was she with? And he said, I don't know, some white man. And so they like, was it her husband? And the man is like, y'all, I don't know this woman. I told y'all I painted her. That's it. I don't know who she was with. So Mary shows him a picture of Robert. And he's like, I just told you, I don't know. It was some white man. You think I know who this white man is? And so I'm like, if y'all don't get out this man's house and leave him alone. So Mary's like, oh, okay. Um, so they're like, who is this other guy that she could have been with? So they're like, all right, we're going to get out of here. And he's like, so y'all her best friends? And they say, yeah. And he was like, well, where were y'all at? And they're like, what are you talking about? And he said, she was struggling. Like, she was going through a lot and she wasn't even trying to hide it. Like, so if y'all didn't see whatever she was going through or help her through it, y'all must not wanted to see it. And what kind of friends were y'all? And they just like, we gonna get out of here. So I was like, good point. Like, so they get out of there. Now I'm guessing that the guy she was at the party with is that same guy from the first episode that was at the church in that denim jacket in the back that nobody else saw but Ellie. And I don't know who that is, but I told y'all I think he gonna play an important part. That's just my thoughts. Okay, now we go to the house to Nancy's house. So Cora is there. She's upset because Robert is like packing up Nancy's stuff. The police have raided the house a few days before and they packed up a lot of stuff. And so they've returned some of it. And Robert's just like, I gotta get this stuff out here. And so Cora's like, you trying to get rid of mama? Like, you trying to erase mama? And he's like, no. Cora, it's a lot. Like, everything in here reminds me of her. We still got to live here. And I just can't keep looking at it like, I just need to do something with it. And so Cora's like, I can't believe you're trying to get rid of mama. So Ellie, again, is here. Ellie is always here. Like, so she's like, Cora, he's not trying to get rid of your mom. He could never do that. Why don't you just keep a few things that particularly remind you of her, make you feel close to her. You just hold on to those things. And then the rest of this stuff, why don't we just pack it up and put it somewhere safe? How about the other house? So apparently they have another house. And she's like, we can just put it there. And then whenever you want to think about her or be around her things, you can just go there. And so she's like, okay, yeah, that makes good sense. Thanks, Aunt Ellie. And so Robert's like, thank God. So they pack up the stuff and, he's like, all right, here he go again. I guess I'll just take it on over to the house by myself. It's going to be so hard to do. And here's Ellie. All right, well, I'll just go with you. So next thing, they riding off to the house. So they get to the house. They're like reminiscing, going through things. Y'all, the next thing I know, full-blown sex. Like, they went from kissing for 2 seconds to ripping each other clothes off. And I said, what? Like, now granted, I already thought they was doing this, but damn. Like, so, okay, they have sex. It's the same night. Ellie wakes up. She starts walking through the house. She starts going through some of the stuff, some of the boxes. And she finds a letter, clearly from Robert, that states he knows she's having an affair. And he's pretty upset about it in the letter. And so as Ellie is reading this, like, what? Because remember, Robert claimed to not know Nancy was having an affair until Ellie told him on the night she didn't come home. So somebody lying. And so he come in and he's like, Ellie, you all right? What you doing? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's all right. Episode goes off. Y'all. Yeah, I'm in. So I don't think we're going to get 2 episodes every week. I think we're just going to get 1. But so far, so good. I'm loving it. these secrets are crazy. Yeah, I think a lot more is about to come out. I hope everybody can stay cordial. What y'all think? Are y'all watching? Do y'all have predictions on who killed Nancy? I don't as of yet. I'm just keeping an open mind, trusting no one. But anyways, y'all know the deal. Like, subscribe, follow, comment below. I'm on all the socials, your TV movie bestie, and I'll see y'all for episode 3. Bye, y'all.